I've never seen a team where everybody paid the price to win.
Jared Stoll wins the series for the Kings.
They didn't stop from the first whistle to the last whistle.
The Kings have swept the St. Louis Blues.
Tale of the tape for our team is you never quit.
Dustin Penner has sent the Kings to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Everyone had their own story, and I think unless you're in that locker room, you don't know that story.
The long wait is over. After 45 years, the Kings can wear their crown.
And it's special winning a Stanley Cup, but you know what's really special about this one is we're the first ones to do it.
The Los Angeles Kings have won the Stanley Cup.
In 1967, the National Hockey League doubled in size from 6 to 12 teams. At the NHL's expansion draft, the Kings were born. The new club in LA struggled early on, but made stars of goaltender Rogie Vachon and a triple threat that Hollywood had never seen before.
Well, the Triple Crown line was fun to watch.
I don't think there was a bigger thrill than to see Marcel Dion come down the wing with speed.
At the height of the Triple Crown line, the All-Star game was in Los Angeles.
Your Triple Crown line, number 18, Dave Taylor. Number 11, Charlie Simmer. And number 16, Marcel Dion.
As magical a night as it was in the Forum, Kings fans hadn't seen anything yet. During the 1982 Smythe Division semifinal, LA mounted a miraculous comeback against the Edmonton Oilers.
Game 3 of the first game in LA, they're down 5-0 at the end of 2 periods. Kings didn't have a chance as far as everyone was concerned.
To Jay Wells, Oilers out. Wells shooting, he scored! Hardy with a drive and a save by George Smith, score!
And you could sense it in the building, the crowd feeling there may be a chance here.
To the blue line to Hardy, he shoots, save, rebound, score!
Tied it with 5 seconds left, and there was bedlam in the Forum.
I got an opportunity in overtime, closed my eyes and let it go.
On the draw, shot by Evans, he scores! Oh! Oh! Look at him!
While the miracle on Manchester was stunning, the most shocking exchange between the clubs occurred in August of 1988.
There comes a time when
Nobody would have thought that Wayne Gretzky would ever be traded. So when he was traded, we were obviously very shocked.
promised mess I wouldn't do this.
I don't think anybody could have foreseen the impact that he would have had on hockey in general by moving to Los Angeles.
Thank everyone for coming, and I hope to see you all at a lot of hockey games this season. Thank you very much.
Right away, the whole talk was hockey in Los Angeles. It was then everybody was anticipating opening night.
Number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
One misconception is that I came to LA to help grow the sport of hockey. I really didn't think that when I got traded. My thought in my mind was, I'm going to LA and I want to win a Stanley Cup.
It really wasn't until the start of the playoffs in '93 that you felt that the Kings had a chance to do something special.
We had a brand new coach, Barry Melrose. He was amazing. And with his leadership, he really guided us.
Toronto Maple Leafs in the Western Finals was just phenomenal to be part of that series. I think one of the greatest series that's ever been played.
Wayne Gretzky wins it for Los Angeles.
We went to Game 7, and Wayne had the game of his life.
Gretzky scores! Wayne Gretzky, his third of this game. The Kings are going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
The Kings faced off against the Montreal Canadiens in the '93 final. After winning the first game in Montreal, LA carried a lead deep into the third period of Game 2 when a controversial call changed the series forever.
Minute and some left, they call the stick.
It's Marty McSorley's stick, I believe.
So Luke comes over to our bench and I says, Luke, is it illegal? And he starts laughing. they score, tie it up, but that's no problem. You know, we'll beat them in overtime, and then right off overtime, the stick changed the game, because we would have won that game. There's no doubt about it.
As much as it should be rewarding that you're in the finals, it's still by far the greatest disappointment I've ever had in hockey.
I know they thought, we'll be back again. We'll be back next year. We'll be back the year after. And it doesn't always work out that way, and it didn't for the Kings.
When you're
Go.com.
After the Kings' run in 1993, the team would win only one playoff series in the next 18 years, but a change in philosophy would spark a new era for the club.
You go back, where did it begin? When the Kings started holding on to their future instead of trading it away.
The Los Angeles Kings selection, Dustin Brown.
There's a lot of players that were drafted by the Kings and grew up in the Kings organization, and when you have guys like that, that's the start of something special.
Although the core of the team was in place, the Kings had holes to fill in the summer of 2011.
Ryan Smythe left, Hanzus left, and Ponikarovsky we lost. Those changed really the complexion of the hockey club.
We felt like it was time to move this team along to another level. And I think the addition of Mike Richards, he's a proven winner, and we just felt like it was a type of bold move that we had to make.
One of the big reasons why I came here, we had a lot of success, so I know that coming here, now with him, that something good could be possible.
When you saw that we were getting a guy like Mike Richards, I think everyone on the team was excited, and it kind of helped in our mentality of, we're all working towards the Stanley Cup, and that was kind of like a big statement, bringing a guy like that in.
With Richards and free agent Simon Gagne in the fold, the club journeyed to Europe to open their season.
It brought us together, that's for sure. We added a couple of new guys in the offseason, and we had a little time to bond.
They get to hang out together, have dinners together, play a couple games together, in an environment where you're not going home to your family, you're going home to your teammates, which is really important.
They score! Jack Johnson! The Kings have won their season opener.
The last 3 years, every team that's been over there, the one team won the cup. So we're just kind of hoping to keep that thing alive.
When it started out, there were people who thought the Kings will be a Stanley Cup contender. And then things didn't go very well early in the season.
All the pieces are there. The season starts, and nobody's scoring any goals.
Everybody knew we were struggling. Everybody wanted to get out of the slump pretty quick. When you're trying too hard, it kind of backfires on you.
They weren't scoring, and it got to a point where I think we all felt something was going to be done.
The most interesting moment of the season to me was when the Kings ended up, unfortunately, firing their coach, Terry Murray.
It was a real hard decision. We just felt like at the time that things weren't going the way that we envisioned, and our group wasn't playing the type of hockey that we expected.
Yesterday, as you know, the Kings announced that veteran National Hockey League head coach Darryl Sutter is the new head coach of the Kings.
Darryl came in and had a pretty honest meeting right away, and I think that kind of settled things for a lot of guys.
I wanted to change was just style of play. I just felt the team was too defensive or too played on their heels all the time, and they had to be a little bit more aggressive, and they had to be a little bit more assertive, and you had to let them use their skill sets a little bit more.
The transition was not easy. With the loss of Gagne to a mid-season concussion, Sutter now had to find a way to fill the offensive void.
We went down, took a look at the team in Manchester, and saw a couple of big young players in King and Nolan, and when they came up, it changed the identity of the team.
We just brought a lot of excitement, a lot of energy to the team.
Man, he just ran him over.
Then after the recalls of King and Nolan, the trade for Jeff Carter.
The benefits of having him was obviously his connection with Mike Richards. They played together in Philadelphia. They're still friends off the ice.
It's no secret that we're pretty close and played together for a long time. We know each other real well, so I think that coming over here made things a lot easier.
Obviously, have known him for a while. We were pretty shocked that things worked out the way they did.
How much will Jeff Carter help? In addition to goals, they desperately need wins. They have fallen to 10th in the West, and they are out of the playoff picture right now.
With the trade of former third overall pick Jack Johnson for Jeff Carter, it appeared that no one in the Kings lineup was safe.
I think Dustin Brown was affected by the trade rumors very deeply.
It was right around the deadline. All the rumors were going around, and it was probably about 5 minutes before I got dressed before that game, and Tim Lywicki came into me and just pulled me aside. He said, "Don't worry about the rumors and just go play."
Brown moves in, he shoots, he scores! Dustin Brown! Onside and on goal, Brown shoots, scores! Hat-trick goal for Dustin Brown!
At the time, I kind of just downplayed it like another game, but now thinking back and looking at it, it might have been a turning point for me, but also as a team. Because after that, we went on a pretty good tear.
When your backs are against the wall and it's time to put up, time to salvage the season.
Eyes like Kopitar scores.
The winds a shot, score!
It scores 5-0 LA.
A shutout for Jonathan Quick.
Here's Brown, he goes to shoot, score!
Oh, saved by Quick.
Shoots and scores! And LA's got the equalizer, but centering Penner scores!
The late season surge saw the Kings finish with the 8th and final seed in the Western Conference, a position from which no team has ever won the Stanley Cup.
To purchase the show you're watching, Los Angeles Kings 2012 Stanley Cup champions on Warner Home Video, visit shop.nhl.com or wherever Blu-ray and DVDs are sold.
In the first round, Los Angeles met the regular season champions, the Vancouver Canucks.
With the way the division was, going back and forth, you weren't quite sure where we were going to finish. But we just felt that if we got in, that we had a chance to knock off anybody.
These two teams met a couple of years ago in the playoffs, and I think it was an opportunity now for the Kings to use it as a measuring stick to see how much that they improved.
A lot of these core players have not had a lot of playoff experience. So a lot of us are wondering, can these players be difference makers in the postseason?
I'm going to go through the middle here.
Being the President's Trophy winner and how far they went last year, the pressure is on them, really.
I didn't know we would beat them, but I knew we'd play our best hockey.
Game 1 at Rogers Arena was even at 2 goals apiece until late in the third period, when an ill-fated clearing attempt was stopped at the blue line by Mike Richards.
There's a giveaway. Richards takes it from Edler to the front of the net. Carter to Penner, he scores!
Penner captured the lead, and Dustin Brown's empty netter put the game out of reach, dealing the Canucks a harsh home ice loss.
Once they won Game 1 in Vancouver, you talk to every player in that Kings team and they'll tell you that was the moment where they realized they could do some damage.
Los Angeles Kings looking for a 2-0 series lead. Vancouver Canuck fans are waiting to exhale. It's Game 2. Puts it back into the battle. Down goes boot. Up goes an arm. Willie Mitchell gets a penalty for holding.
With Willie Mitchell in the box, the potent Canucks power play had a chance to open the scoring in Game 2. But once again, Vancouver would pay for a miscue in their own zone.
First period winding down. Turnover. Edler to the right circle. Kopitar shifting in on goal. Dinks. Check. Brown with it. Shoots. And they score. Dustin Brown.
The confidence of the Kings penalty kill is they're just going. They got their head down and they're going.
Kessler's past the blue line. Pass Hamhuis picked up. Brown a breakaway. Shorthanded in on goal. Brown. Dinks scores.
Dustin Brown's second shorthanded goal of the game put the Kings up, while Jonathan Quick did the rest.
Jonathan Quick stole that one, and to me, this was a sign that he was ready, like a lot of his young teammates in the core of that team, ready to take that next step in the playoffs.
And the President's Trophy winners are in big trouble.
We knew we could be competitive. We knew we could do some good things. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're up 2-0. You think, well, let's really jump on these guys.
A change in scenery also brought a change in the lineup for the Vancouver Canucks.
Goal tonight. Coach.
Corey Smythe. Alan Bagno just felt that they needed a change, and Schneider was a guy that they could go to throughout the season.
Game number 3 is underway from Los Angeles.
Scoreless after 1, it was the captain who, once again, made his presence known.
Geez, I hurt and I was watching.
Henrik Sedin bowled over. Henrik's hurt.
Sometimes when Dustin hits, you can just see the power.
Henrik struggling to get up in front of the Vancouver bench. He's being helped by his teammates leaning over the boards.
It's a momentum changer in both directions. It gives us momentum and it really deflates them, especially considering that it was right in front of their bench is probably even more demoralizing.
That was a heavy, heavy hit by Dustin Brown.
He's our captain, and he's playing hard for us. He was, I'd say, the best player in that series.
Winds up on the right wing boards. Williams a shot save. Rebound. Score! Dustin Brown!
He was the person that was going to set the tone every game, and he set the tone, boy.
He really showed the identity of our hockey team there, playing physical, scored a lot of big goals.
Dustin Brown, the third period goal, the only goal in the game, and the Kings are one win away from sweeping the #1 seed in the West.
It's the killer instinct of the Kings versus the survival instinct of the Canucks. Game 4.
They'd had some issues with injuries with the Sedin. One of the Sedin brothers there was out and came back and was really an emotional boost for them.
Points. What a great pass. Daniel Hamhuis shoots. What a save by Quick. Loose puck, score.
He came back and obviously gave them a big lift and made it much more challenging for us.
The President's Trophy winners are not going to go quietly.
Game 4, we had an opportunity. We felt like we just didn't jump on them early enough, and they took advantage because they're a good team. And Game 5, I think we were a little more focused.
The first round of the playoffs is nearing its crescendo, and if you've been watching the games the last couple of days, the intensity's been exhilarating. Daniel Sedin looking in front, centers, Henrik scores!
In that game, I'm not sure what period they scored, but again, I remember Quickie making a save on one of the Sedins in the last 2 minutes of the second.
Daniel Sedin in alone! Stopped by Quick!
We went in the locker room and said, Quickie made a save, now we got to score a goal.
Doughty back in. Fakes, hangs on, off the puck in front, Richardson scores! Brad Richardson from Drew Doughty, and it's a tie game in the third period, 1-1.
I think everyone on the bench knew when we scored that goal, we were winning that game.
Hey, well, we got this game. We have this game.
Well, there's sweaty palms, nervous pacing, and a lot of people in British Columbia gripping the arms of their chairs.
Martinez up to Richardson, steers it in deep. Hamhuis picks it up. Hamhuis races out to center ice. Had it knocked off his stick by Lewis.
For Trevor Lewis to stay on that puck on Dan Hamhuis and stay on him, and hound him. And you knew when Jarrett got that puck, we knew something good was going to happen.
Picked up by the Kings, Stoll to the net, shoots, scores! Jarrett Stoll wins the series for the Kings!
I was definitely shooting that one. I probably could have passed it over to Kinger. He was wide open too, but I'm just glad it went in.
Obviously, we were happy to move on to the next round, but ultimately the job wasn't done yet.
Remember when you didn't have to spend a lot?
Semi-final. LA met the Western Conference's second seed.
We drew St. Louis in the second round. We thought it'd be a very long series.
Holy jumping, what a play by TJ Oshie.
Looking into the mirror almost against St. Louis, we felt it was a team that was well coached, plays really hard, competes, and we were going to need everything.
Game 1 of this Western Conference semifinal series between the St. Louis Blues and the Los Angeles Kings.
Best home ice record in the NHL, and we knew we were going into Lions Den.
Steve is got it right there, and Quick somehow kept it out of there. What a stop! Right off the bat on the initial thrust here.
We were flat, they were flying, and that game could have been 3-4-0 before it even started.
Knocked down Berglund with a chance at Quick shot here, Klaus.
They peppered us for that first 10 minutes of the game.
The energy level really high for the St. Louis Blues.
3 or 4 point-blank saves, he kept us in it.
Here was Steve, he plugged in, and the shot was stopped by Quick, got a piece of it.
You got Backus and Oshie and Stewart and guys that all go to the net hard and can, jam pucks in and can tip pucks.
Oshie to Pietrangelo, goes to shoot, they score! It deflects in off an Alex Pietrangelo shot.
Quickie gave us that confidence to make that next step, and we just kind of settled ourselves and took over from there.
Penner with it. Penner in the corner, centering pass, shot, score!
Here is Brown with speed. He had a couple of big short-handed goals in the last round, and he sets one up here. As Matt Green followed up and hammered a
up by Penner. Angles it off the far boards. It's rolling toward the open net. He scores!
And the Kings take game 1 here in St. Louis by a score of 3-1.
You know, after game 1, it was something that we talked about, is having a better start, and you know, we came out and did that.
Penner gets it back, tries to cut out in front. The puck is loose. They score! Mike Richards, 31 seconds in, has given the Los Angeles Kings a 1-0 lead.
You know, you see the puck go in, and everybody's like, okay, you know, why don't we just keep it going that way?
Now a pass by Koliakovo, broken up. Brown with it. Brown centers in front. Kopitar in on goal. Shot, score!
That was a good thing for our team, not sitting back. And that first period was a statement period.
Carter plays it ahead. It comes back to me. Scores!
We came out. We scored early. We dominated the play. And in turn, we had a 4-0 lead after the first.
Found Williams to Kopitar, who scores!
What a play! What a play!
One team that is relentless on the attack right now and brimming with confidence. And you got another club that looks awfully fragile.
You know, even the start of the second period, they come and they score right off the hop, and then we come right back at them and score again. So, you know, there was some momentum swings, but then we were able to finish it off.
We didn't want to be satisfied with going on the road and just getting a split. We wanted to try and get them all.
LA Kings came into St. Louis. They didn't just steal home ice advantage. They ran with it, and they beat the Blues 2-0 heading into Game 3 out in LA.
Up 2-0, the Kings carried themselves with a level of confidence. Los Angeles set the tempo early with some aggressive play.
Try and get on the other team, try to get them off their game. We have a lot of physical guys.
And what a hit by Dustin Brown on the far side.
There's some big bodies on that line now with Carter and Penner, and Mike Richards playing in that too. He plays a real pretty game.
Here now, Richards has dropped the gloves. That is Jamie Langenbrunner, number 15 for the Blues, and Mike Richards.
He was working hard on both ends of the ice, finishing his checks, laying those big bodies on guys, you know, scoring goals at big times.
Now Kopitar hands it off down low. Richards scores!
Yeah, I got a good bounce on that first goal, and things kind of just rolled from there.
Richards hits the late man. Doughty with a chance. He scores! Gordie Howe, hat trick for Mike Richards.
A 4-2 win here tonight over the Blues, and the Kings are up 3-0.
Playing well, we were playing at the top of our game, and we had a chance to close out a really good team. And in the playoffs, you don't want to give anyone any life.
I knew that if we came out with a real solid start and got to our game quickly, that we would have a chance to knock off St. Louis in 4 and not have to go back there.
Pass broken up in the slot. Shot, score! Jordan Nolan!
We got some fortunate bounces in that game, and again, Brownie stepped up and it was awesome.
Kopitar off to Brown on left wing. Brown into the zone. Brown to the circle. A shot. He scores! What a release by Dustin Brown!
Clinging to a 2-1 lead, the Kings turn to their rock. Vezina Trophy finalist Jonathan Quick.
You know he's going to be there. If you make a mistake, you tend to play your best hockey. So I think he added confidence to our whole group.
He has been strong in this game tonight.
If you do make that mistake and they're going to get a shot on goal, there's a good chance that Crookie's going to save it.
Shot, save, Quick! Quick save and a beauty right there. His best of the game to keep the score. 2-1 Kings.
Especially as a D-man, I know that there's quite a few times that he bailed me out this year.
He just never quits on a play. He is just a terrific athlete.
I like to think that I helped him out a little bit too.
Russell, a shot, block, rebound, chance. Oh, and Quick just before it gets to the goal line.
Can you believe that didn't go in? What a save by Jonathan Quick.
The Kings have swept the St. Louis Blues. First time ever a number 8 seed in NHL history has taken out a number 1 seed and a number 2 seed.
is the show you're watching. Los Angeles Kings 2012 Stanley Cup champions on Warner Home Video. Visit shop.nhl.com or wherever Blu-ray and DVD.
In the Western Conference Final, Los Angeles met a familiar opponent, the Phoenix Coyotes.
Phoenix had beaten out the Kings for the Pacific Division title. They had been neck and neck a lot of the way.
We were a little bitterly disappointed that they ended up winning the division and we didn't, but quite frankly, they were in the right to do that.
They're real similar to St. Louis. They have a system that they play to a T. They play solid defense. They got great goaltending.
All right, come on. Here we go. Here we go. Here, Quickie, come on, get out.
First ever playoff match between these two teams. The number 3 seed Coyotes and the number 8 seed Kings.
Led by veteran captain Shane Doan, the Phoenix Coyotes were making their first conference final appearance thanks largely to the brilliant play of their goaltender, Mike Smythe.
It's really important that right away we just wanted to make sure we got to Smythe and got some goals on him, because when he's on this game, there's not a lot you could do.
Lost the puck, gets it back, it's bouncing. Now Kopitar with it, backhander, score!
Upstairs over the glove of Mike Smythe.
Mike Smythe is a guy that plays with a little bit with his heart on his sleeve.
Mike Smythe gets involved.
He plays deep in the net, so when guys are making contact with him, usually they're pretty far, into the crease area, so he's got to protect that ground.
Keep getting in the net on him. Losing his mind, boys.
Well, Smythe didn't hesitate. As soon as Williams came in and made contact there, Smythe just got up and got right in his face, literally.
At the other end, Jonathan Quick had a rare miscue.
No doubt. There's no doubt in L.A.
Obviously, it's an embarrassing goal.
Derek Morris catching Quick by surprise.
Somebody buries one from the red line. That's obviously not the way you want to start the first period of the series.
Everyone's going to give up a bad goal. It's how you respond after that, because you feel like the whole world is just caving in on you. You feel like everybody's just watching you, and you feel puny.
I remember thinking to myself up in the press box, like, wait a minute. Is that the goal now that's going to take Jonathan Quick off his game? You know what it did? He turned around, took a sip of water, and went on to the next save.
Stay with it here, boys. Stay with it. Yeah. Keep pushing him here. Hit that, guys. We've got here. Very confident.
Could have a 2-on-1 here. Richardson, King. Richards, wait, he shoots, save, rebound, score!
Yeah, baby. Let's play.
The Coyotes, they know they are a bend but don't break team. They know they're a team that's going to hang on, hang around, and find a way at the end of games to win it. The Kings never took their foot off the gas pedal.
They're going off now ahead for Brown.
Go, Brownie, you're in.
Brown into the zone quickly. Brown to the net with a shot. He scores!
Phoenix would try to get something going on a pushback. Just didn't happen. Here come the Kings again. Here come the Kings again.
Open net for King, he scores! Dwight King's second goal of the game!
6 consecutive road wins. Los Angeles wins the opener of this series 4-2.
Winning builds confidence. The more you win, the more confidence you have, maybe the more swagger. There have been teams in NHL history, Edmonton and some Montreal. They had that swagger that they'd walk into a building and know, we're better than you are, and we're going to win this series. I think the Kings have a little bit of that now.
With confidence blooming, one of LA's premier forwards rediscovered his scoring touch in Game 2.
The net center to Carter, who scores! Jeff Carter beats Mike Smythe and has given the Kings a 2-0 lead.
Can't stop them all, Smythe. Wait, Penn.
We're giving him a hard time about not having any of his goals really hit the back of the net. There are some soft ones that just found a way to get in.
Keep your eye on 77 in the high slot. Oh, it's just a flutter.
You need those lucky breaks to have success in the playoffs, and you think about how many good shots that he's made that didn't go in, so it was nice to get a couple lucky bounces.
Down by 2, emotion got the best of the Coyotes.
Get him a swimsuit, he's diving so much.
The LA Kings have done a great job of really being able to be the initiator in scrums, cause trouble, kind of smile about it, wait for a response.
Hey, what's Richardson's deal? Is he fight?
We're a ragtag bunch of misfits, and so is Phoenix, and that's how we played.
Yeah, he just asked me to fight. I was like, sure. What? What are you doing out here? Too hard for you.
They don't like each other.
Just get out of here. You're going to get hurt.
That animosity has been around for a long time. It comes hand in hand with playing an opponent a lot, but it also comes hand in hand with the way Dustin Brown plays, with the way Shane Doan plays. They go through people. They don't shy away from any big hits, and that's why it's always on the border.
In the closing moments of the second period, Doan crossed that border.
Well, you know what? I think they're tossing Shane Doan.
He got it. He got it. Let's do it.
Doan gets the 5-minute major, and he's out for the rest of the game.
With the Coyotes captain in the locker room, Jeff Carter and the Kings power play took over.
Here's Williams, waits, hands it off to Kopitar. Gets one man down, he scores!
Well done, boys.
They got one. They got another one.
We got a penalty. The Coyotes have come unhinged here.
Kopitar, a shot, tip save, score on the rebound. Jeff Carter.
Great shot there, boys.
The hat-trick goal for Jeff Carter. And game 2 belongs to the Kings. Offensively led by Jeff Carter. Jonathan Quick, his second shutout of these playoffs.
And another one.
And the Kings win it 4-0 and are up 2-0 in this Western Conference Final.
Back in L.A., the Kings once again sought a 3-0 series lead.
Boys, great start, eh? Great start this game.
They're down 2 games. Their backs are up against the wall, and they came out very aggressive.
He's got Lanko coming over the line. Lanko shooting. He scores! Damon Lanko puts one through the legs of Jonathan Quick.
What a pass, Seattle.
The one thing that the Kings did not allow Phoenix to do was to be able to savor a lead at all.
Lead pass here. Kopitar behind everybody to the backhand. He scores!
Back out here. Come on.
Going for the puck was Lewis. Delayed penalty. Phoenix at the right circle. Quick shot. Score! Dwight King with another goal.
What a shot.
Dwight King's goal was the deciding marker in what became LA's 8th straight win. In Game 4, Phoenix needed a boost to stave off elimination.
Captains lead in big moments.
Doan gets it for Whitney. Doan up front of the backhand. He scores! Oh, under the bar. The captain, Shane Doan, on the power play.
That's why he's got the C. That's why he's regarded as a top player.
Face off one by Vermette. Quick shot hit the post, or is it in?
The puck completely crosses the line. We have a good goal.
Yes, sir. We have a good goal.
Doan's 2 goals were all the Coyotes would need as Smythe shut the door at the other end of the ice.
And the Coyotes have stayed alive for another game.
That's it. Every night you're big. Every night you're big. It's unreal.
So the Kings denied the opportunity for their second straight series sweep in these playoffs. Game 5 will be Tuesday in Arizona.
Let's go, Browns. Come on, Marty. Come on here. Let's go, Browns. Lead us, boys. Lead us, fellas.
Let's go here, Red. Come on, Red. The Phoenix Coyotes have new hope. Can they do it again today? Here's a good chance.
That's it, boys.
Doughty's going to be called for a penalty.
Alvarado to Hansel. He scores! Another power play goal for the Coyotes.
Phoenix is in front 1-0 in the first period. They're outplaying the Kings. They're outchancing them. They're on another power play with the lead, a chance to go up by 2 goals. And what happens?
Kopitar wins it cleanly back for a shot here that doesn't get through. Now Doughty will hammer one. Score! Another short-handed goal.
It was kind of back and forth. We'd get a goal, they'd get a goal.
He scores! He gets room to shoot it and scores. Onside. It's picked up by Penner. Back in, save, rebound, score! The LA Kings, for the first time in this game, have taken the lead.
And the Coyotes counter. Centering pass. Score! Keith Yandel. The second period was probably the most wide open we've seen in a Kings game in the playoffs. And Yandel has tied the game at 3.
third period. Both teams are kind of shutting it down a little bit. It gets to overtime.
Going into overtime, it was a little nerve-wracking.
Doughty's going to be called for interference.
The shot was on by Williams. Tucked it around the net. Wide open goal. And nobody can find it.
Kopitar rolls the ball. Extra move at the line. It's offside, and then Brown runs into him, and
Roosevelt's hurt. The big hit on Roosevelt, whether or not it should have been a penalty or not, is now history.
They let the hit distract them away from what was going on.
Come on, man. Slide there, Slab. Come on, big man.
Every shift you go out there, you're hoping that you'll be the shift that ends it. There was a face up in the neutral zone, dropped to the cards, he threw a shot on net.
Here comes Carter closing in, save, rebound out in front of Tim for Penner.
Ricky swung and missed, and I came and picked up the garbage.
Penner, a shot, and he scores! Dustin Penner has sent the Kings to the Stanley Cup Finals!
Let's go to the Stanley Cup!
Great season, man.
For me, the most enjoyment came out of seeing the elation on my teammates' faces. To help punch that ticket to the finals and know that we have a chance now.
It was a struggle for Dustin Penner. Since he joined the Kings, he could never find his place. And then he said, you know what? My teammates and the coaching staff helped me so much. And I think that was a turning point for Dustin.
To purchase the show you're watching, Los Angeles Kings 2012 Stanley Cup champions on Warner Home Video. Visit shop.nhl.com or wherever Blu-ray and DVDs are sold.
The joint is jumping, sold out here in Newark for Game 1 of the 2012 Stanley Cup Final. The New Jersey Devils, 6th seed in the East, they have home ice advantage against the 8th seed, the sensational Los Angeles Kings.
This is an interesting final for so many reasons. Of course, Larry Robinson, assistant coach for the Devils, coached the Kings through some of their worst years, played for the Kings. Peter Harold, Alexei Ponikarovsky of the Devils played for the Kings. And obviously the Kings chase Ilya Kovalchuk and Kovalchuk's decision to sign with the Devils. So there were a lot of threads between the two teams.
This is the first time that we have two American captains leading their teams into a Stanley Cup final. Zach Parise, born in Minneapolis for the Devils. Dustin Brown, native of Ithaca, New York for the Kings. Teammates on the U.S. Olympic team that got the silver in Vancouver. And Dustin Brown captains a team that has not lost away from home yet in this playoff year.
Kopitar between Dustin Brown and Justin Williams, and it will be Travis Zajac between Denis Zubrus and Zach Parise, and the Stanley Cup final is underway.
I think for both teams, they feel that to be successful and to win the Stanley Cup, they have to get their forecheck going and play in the offensive zone and give their goaltender some protection.
Both teams want a forecheck, and I thought heading into the series that because of that, you're going to see a real fast, exciting pace of hockey, but it became almost a stalemate in Game 1.
We played 5 minutes in this game. There's been a total of 1 shot on goal. That was by the LA Kings.
We want to slow those guys down. I think Jersey's a big, strong forechecking team, and the best way to combat that is to keep the puck in their end.
Our MO is do it in groups of 5, but a big part of the forecheck means that nobody's got the puck.
There's been a very good pace to this game. Both teams skating, getting the puck in deep, but the defense of both teams has been excellent.
In every game, you want to come out and establish your identity quickly. You want to be physical. You want to move the puck fast and just try to drive the pace of the game and push a lot of teams out.
After a 10-minute stalemate, the Kings got a surge from an unlikely source.
Mullen mashes into Green. Nolan got a quick trigger pull. Score! The Kings have struck first, and it's Fraser, and it's 1-0.
Scoring goals anytime is exciting, but in the Stanley Cup Finals, it's a little more exciting. And for me, they don't come along too often, so to get one, it felt good.
And for Colin Fraser, his first career playoff goal.
Nearing the end of the second period, the Kings' stifling defense had held the Devils scoreless. But New Jersey finally broke through thanks to their forecheck and a bit of luck.
Get it out of there. Gotta get it out of there. Win those battles.
Elliott, big one in front and reaching for that one and trying with Josephson. Another try by Volcano. They score! Patrick Elliott, tie game.
Fire, boys. Next one here, next one.
With only 22 combined shots on goal through 2 periods, the biggest stars on the ice, the goaltenders, had barely been tested. That all changed in period number 3.
On the feed for a shot. Hits off a body in front. Oh, right there with an open net. What Parise, and now it is across the line, but the official says no goal. Off the wing, they've got Bain and set up for a drive by Carter. Rebound. Side of the net, forced wide by Bain. My goodness. And a shot by Doughty. It's stopped by Espronic Brodeur. He's moving back in at Pinner. A shot stopped by Brodeur. Here's Pucks over the drive and the glove saved by Quick with 28.8 seconds remaining. 2 seconds and 1. Going to take extra time. 60 minutes have been played.
The tight-checking defensive battle continued into overtime, with neither team giving an inch of breathing room. But the talent of the Kings created an opportunity.
It was a little battle where Brownie was coming up the wall and he actually got knocked down, and then Drew just flipped it out of our zone, and I was kind of in the middle, and I saw Justin get the puck, and I just wanted to make sure, just in case something happens, I wanted to be in the middle and being ready for the puck.
Now Williams hands it off. Kopitar in alone in the overtime. Scores! Andrzej Kopitar! Andrzej Kopitar on a breakaway goal. 8 minutes and 13 seconds into overtime, and the Kings have won 9 straight on the road and open the Cup final with a 2-1 win.
It's nice to get it over with.
To purchase the show you're watching, Los Angeles Kings 2012 Stanley Cup champions on Warner Home Video, visit shop.nhl.com or wherever Blu-ray and DVDs are sold.
3 days after collecting their 9th straight road win, the Kings were back at the Rock, but focused more on winning the Cup than extending a streak.
I said to the media, I was like, the only time we ever think about our road record is when you guys bring it up. So we're trying to get 16 wins. We don't care how we get them.
We get kind of greedy. That's the way our team's, been through the whole playoffs, is we win the first one, and we want to get 2, because then we really put the pressure on.
They come out of the gate strong in these road games. They get a lead, and then they're able to set the tempo, and they feel really confident as a group, because with each successive road win, they're feeling a little bit better about themselves.
New Jersey shot out of the gate, setting the tempo in the first period of Game 2. Quick again thwarted the Devils' scorers until his team could grab the momentum.
He comes up with the saves, and then Drew Doughty takes the opportunity of a bad forecheck, and it's fun to watch a D just wheel it. Just go. Get up the ice.
Drew Doughty takes the shot, scores! Magic! Drew Doughty, a great individual effort.
I was just trying to get down there, get in the zone, get a shot on net. You never think you're going to be able to go end-to-end and put the puck in the net, but it was the first time I've been able to do that in the NHL, and it's definitely a goal I always remember.
That first goal in Game 2, it was a heartbreaker for them. They had us on the ropes, and he just, individual effort, takes the puck up and scores. That gave us a big boost.
After Doughty's goal, the goaltenders locked in, with the 6-foot wide net seemingly shrinking in size, and the chances of another goal shrinking as well.
Quick looks on his game as he has since the beginning of the playoffs.
It was back and forth. The goalies were both making big saves.
Both guys were outstanding. Marty Brodeur came to play, and our guy did pretty good down at his end. And, it's one of those things. It's a game of bounces.
Bain with a shot. Tipped by Zupas, and a wonderful save by Quick. And another one.
I'm sure Quickie got a little extra motivation going up against Marty.
For sure, his top 5, 6